As The Hill reports, there are signs the GOP's crime strategy is gaining traction ahead of the midterms. Niall Stanage, a White House columnist for The Hill and the author of that piece, joins us now. Good morning, Niall. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here, Mitch.
So, as Republicans continue to attack Democrats on this issue for, the seventh decade in a row, it's been a Republican strategy for a long time, but it seems to be working in this election cycle again. Where is it working? Where are races tightening because of this crime rhetoric?
There are a couple of particularly striking examples, and I think those are in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. In Wisconsin, an incumbent Republican Senator, Ron Johnson, is trying to hold off a challenge from Democrat Mandela Barnes. And Mandela Barnes had been leading in the polls there a few weeks ago. That has changed after Senator Johnson attacked him as being dangerously liberal on crime and as issues like his opposition to cash bail have come into focus. The other big example, Pennsylvania, where John Fetterman's lead over Mehmet Oz has been reduced. That has happened as the Oz campaign has focused on Fetterman's role as head of the Board of Pardons in Pennsylvania and the number of commutations of life sentences that that board has recommended. Of course, there are more issues than crime, but the correlation between crime and these shifting poll figures does seem to be there.
There's commutations, there's cash bail, there's the president's pardons on federal marijuana crimes. But then there's Tommy Tuberville saying they're pro-crime, they want crime. Isn't that just ridiculous?
I think it is excessive. And the other thing I would say about Tommy Tuberville's remarks was the racial, I don't know if we can even say subtext, it was more than a subtext, suggesting in some fashion that the people who want reparations, which is pretty clear code for black people, are criminals in some way. I mean, I don't see how you defend that comment because it seems so obviously shot through with racial animus. So, you know, there is a separate issue about whether Democrats can be held accountable for policies that are soft on crime. That's a debate people can have. But Senator Tuberville's remarks seemed a lot more extreme than that to me.
No one was really talking about reparations until he brought it up. But how are the Democrats countering the maybe less extreme attacks on these quote-unquote soft on crime policies?
So the counter push comes from the top. President Biden has said a number of times that he wants to fund the police in a way that would enable training and greater capacity on the part of law enforcement to de-escalate situations. But we have other candidates who are stressing their support for law enforcement. Democrats did pass 4 bills just before the House went into recess, funding the police and funding other crime reduction efforts. And we've even seen one candidate, a Democratic congresswoman in Minnesota, suggest that new members of Congress should do ride-arounds with police to have more of a direct experience of how difficult that job is.
Well, you'd have to want to know more to do that, and sometimes that's not the case. That's Niall Stanage. Thank you for joining us. Worth mentioning as well, a NewsNation poll showed that crime is second to inflation as far as importance. So we will see if this continues and continues to work. Niall, thank you. And we will likely see Republicans put crime front and center in 2 major Senate debates this week. The first is tonight's Ohio Senate race. You can watch Congressman Tim Ryan and author J.D. Vance go head-to-head live on newsnationnow.com/debate. That is at 7, 6 Central. And NewsNation is the only national network where you can watch Georgia's Senate debate. Tune in this Friday, October 14th. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern for Debate Night in America. It'll be hosted by Leland Vittert live from Savannah, Georgia. And afterwards, Chris Cuomo has live analysis and reaction. And again, that is only on NewsNation.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.